Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Kirin Advisors, I welcome you all to the conference call of Techknowgreen Solutions Limited. From the management team, we have Dr. Ajay Ojha, Managing Director, and Dr. Prasad Pawar, Chief Executive Officer and Whole-Time Director. With that brief introduction, now I hand over the call to Dr. Ajay Ojha, Managing Director. Uh, Please kindly note that this session is being recorded. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, and thank you all of you for attending our conference call. It is always such a pleasure to be with you. And also, to begin with, I want to apologize that, we have been receiving a lot of emails from all of you. The enthusiasm that we have seen this time, there has been a delay in our conference call. Too many things at hand, as you know, and we are actually growing with you all, having around for with blessings for us. So too many things in hand. There has been a delay. I sincerely apologize. But at the outset, let me tell you that we are blessed with all our investors in place, and we are blessed that God is giving us a lot of jobs in hand. And with the laboratory, the climate change research laboratory that we have put up. Now, so you have been hearing me and all of us from Technogreen family that we have been working in three verticals, but with the expansion and with the augmentation of our services, now we are actually in four verticals. First being the knowledge vertical, where earlier we used to talk only about regulatory permitting, but now we are into industrial permitting. So if you look at the mix of the services and the work orders that we have received in the recent times, we are actually gone one step ahead, and we are not only talking about permits that are regulatory in nature, but also permits which are required by the industries end to end in both manufacturing and services sector. And this has been reflected by our work orders like whole building life cycle analysis from Gargantuan, or for that matter, WebWorks, where we have done end-to-end support for them in fact, pre-construction related permits along with environmental permits and all the local permits in place. At the same time, our knowledge vertical talks about sustainability, and sustainability being a buzzword in the market. We already have established, and you will be very happy to know that Technogreen is now started bidding for huge projects out of India. In fact, we have been working on bidding on sustainability matters in Middle East, especially on data centers. Uh, so that is about knowledge. We have added upon four more sectors in our NABET qualification and certification, and now we have 17 approved verticals or sectors which we have approved for to carry out an environmental impact assessment by the Quality Control of India. So we are certified in those sectors. In fact, in the permitting domain, we are talking about end-to-end knowledge support, including and not limited to project management, which we have recently received from Qua Technologies for handling their entire sustainable design as well of the layout of the industry till actually getting all the permits done. So that is an additional thing that we are doing in our knowledge sector. So we are actually using our knowledge in not only providing regulatory permits, but also designing and hand-holding them from the pre-construction or design stage till the operation stage. So that's an additional thing in knowledge. In the technology sector, of course, we have an execution of the technology as part of our technology vertical, where we have been expanding in different states. We have gone way ahead in our air pollution control device augmentation of technology. And now we already have been working with multiple states across India for implementation of Yuka Yantra, which is our one of the technologies and one of the equipments that we have developed. and mastered in urban air quality. Along with that, there is a lot of traction in wastewater treatment technology, which we already have a patent for, and people are actually really liking the technology. And we will have a lot of news for you all in terms of technology designing and technology implementation in both of these sectors, both the air and the wastewater sector, and including and not limited to Nala treatment, which is one of the most essential part of businesses these days in environmental sector. Our info technology is growing at a great pace, and I have been mentioning this since last 2 years that we are coming up with our software and with our apps. You'll very, very soon hear from us on the Know Your Compliance software. The beta testing is on, the snacks are being removed and catered to, and that would be a game changer, I believe, for us. Now, in terms of research, as I've been telling you all and sharing with you all this, that the research is and is very core DNA for us. So we have gone ahead, and our conventional research, which was policy and engineering and product development, we are expanded it with TRL9, which is surveillance and testing for environmental aspects as well as climate research. We are very happy to inform that our laboratory is all set. A lot of research is going on, and a few testing and environmental monitoring is going on, because we still require NABL certification for full-fledged operations of the laboratory. Right now, it is mostly in-house product development, in-house research, which is going on in the laboratory, and some climate research, which we have also started on our own, along with our in-house capabilities of surveillance and testing. Probably we are going to apply for NABL. There were some snacks. We will be applying and getting that in the next 2 months, hopefully. Till such time, you will see a lot of research articles and research papers published from our side with the help of our newly established TRL9 laboratory. So a lot of traction, lot of things to talk to, lot of things to share with you all. I'm sure you all are waiting for us to take you through our financial numbers. And I would call upon my friend, my family, my Jigar ka Tukda Prasad Pawar, the CEO, to talk about and take us through the numbers, please.
Thank you, Ajay. Good morning, all. Very happy to connect with all of you again. I would like to share the presentation.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, welcome to TSL earning call. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, key highlights of financial year 24-25 in comparison to 23-24, wherein we had a sale of around 23.44 CR. This year we have achieved 32.98 CR sale with a growth of 40.69% as compared to last financial year, wherein in knowledge consultancy we have a growth of 40.17%. In technology we have a growth of 4.92%, and in research and development we have a growth of 89.20%. Next. So achievement and challenges and major milestones which we have achieved in 24-25 is that we were earlier having 13 sectors of NABET, which is a national accreditation for environmental impact assessment. So we have added 4 new sectors into our kitty. Now we are amongst the few in the country who are having so many sectors with them for EI accreditation, and we are a categorized consultant for the NABET now, and we can provide our services for 17 sectors across India. Yuka Yantra is getting commercialized under NCAP, and many states are getting interested in this particular equipment, very soon we will be able to give you good news about all this. TRL9 Climate Change Laboratory is established for research and innovation. By TRL9, we have completed our service cycle completely, and now we have all the required services in-house to cater to our client as a single window. Then 100% TSL subsidiary is established in USA as well as in Singapore, and the work related to that and market searching and all is going on. I would like to also mention that indoor air R&D project for Maharashtra government is completed successfully, and this is the first indoor air project in India which is taken up by Maharashtra government, and we have completed it successfully with good results out of it. And then one of the renowned project of hazardous waste disposal project is also completed successfully. Next, please. So strategic priorities with the financial outcomes which we have planned. So we have decided that we have to strengthen our knowledge consultancy vertical. So for which we have added 4 sectors in NABET, and now we have much more to cater to the new and emerging sectors for the environmental impact assessment. Then we had got into the MOU with Sterling Wilson Data Center for exclusive ESG partnership for their global business. So now we have a sustainability partner. We are a exclusive sustainability partner with Sterling Wilson for all their global initiatives as well as within India and for them as well. Then TRL9 Climate Change Laboratory is completed. That is another feather which we had added. As a part of global presence, we have added USA and Singapore business. CWT and Yuka Yantra is not only patented, but it is also getting commercialization for in most of the states in India, and we very soon you will get a news about it. Indoor air project is also completed. Next. So if we compare revenue year-on-year growth with quarter of last financial year, so knowledge consultancy, we can see a growth of say 17.83 CR from 12.72 CR. Technology from 6.09 CR to 6.39 CR. And research and development from 4.63 CR to 8.76 CR. So from last financial year, 23.44 accumulated sales, we have been able to achieve 32.98 CR for financial year 23. In comparison to financial year 23-24, we have a growth of almost 40.69% in our revenue. This is a sector-wise comparison. So we have got kind of vertical-wise, we have got a growth of 40.17 in consultancy, 4.92 in technology, and 89.20 in R&D. Next, please. Yeah, so private and government distribution. So amongst the 17.83 CR, private in knowledge consultancy particularly, we have a sale of 15 CR from private and 2.82 CR from government. In technology, we have a 6.11 CR from private and 0.28 from government. R&D, we have a 2.88 from private and 5.88 from government. So if we compare, then 27% of our business revenue is coming from government and 73% is coming from private. Next. Yeah, sub-vertical wise sales, we have already discussed. So 12.72 to 17.83 and likewise. Next. Work order we have in hand for in comparison to 23-24, we have now current work order in hand around 23 CR on March end, and after that we have got certain new work orders which we have mentioned. Next. Next. Yeah, some of the top 5 clients, if you say, then WebWorks, GIS, SPL, Maji Vasundhara, Entity, and Big Space are some of the biggest client in our last year's revenue. whereas the highest value work was ticket size was 3.64 and lowest was 15,000 rupees. Next. So these are some of the vendors wherein the technology as well as related to execution of projects we are aligning with them. Next.
Just to add, Prasad, in this
Yeah,
slide,
yeah.
most of these expenses are laboratories. That is why they are the top vendors. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. They are all assets basically that we have bought. Yeah. Next, please.
Next. 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 Yeah. So these are the major capital investment which we have made during the year, which consist of computers and peripherals, plant and machinery, office equipment, furniture, building, vehicles, and software basically. Next. These are the financial debt and financing. So 77 crore 50 lakhs is the virtual permission we have obtained. However, we have not utilized it completely. Next. So if you talk about financial performance, then in that case, our PBT in 23-24 was 36.40%, whereas in 24-25 it is 28.89. PAT, if you see compared to 23-24, it was 26.05, and this year it is 23.22. EBITDA was 37.97 last year, and now this year it is 31.22. Next. So these are the ratios which we have already mentioned and which we will discuss during the designs. So thank you so much for your patience hearing, and we would like to know more about from your side.
Okay. Investors, if you have any questions, kindly raise your hand. I'll allow you to unmute and you can ask the questions. You can also write down your questions in the chat box. Mr. Mayuresh, you can go ahead. Mr. Mayuresh, are you there?
Audible?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
clear.
Okay. Well, congratulations for the great set of numbers. We have presented good growth year-on-year growth. I'm just concerned about the reduced profitability, and I wanted to know, because you presented that the profitability has reduced from around 36% to 28%. So I wanted to know, will it continue to reduce? Or what are the reasons of the reduced profitability? Will it continue to reduce in the next quarters? And what are we doing to stop the reduction in profitability or increase the profitability?
Okay. Ajay?
Yeah. Prasad, you want to go ahead or should I? So, Mayuresh, thank you for your question. And this question has been asked a lot to us about the profitability margins. I can assure you that, we will retain healthy profit margins. This time, what has happened is a lot of our profits we have invested in our laboratory. So if you look at our laboratory, we initially wanted to have a preferential share, which didn't work out. So we put in a lot of money from our cash into our laboratory. So we have not even utilized our OD, which we had presumed that we would require. So almost to the tune of 3 crore rupees, we have actually put in back into our laboratory assets. So that is why if you look at our profitability, it has been referred somewhere else in the balance sheet,
Yes.
but in the asset sector. But definitely, I mean, we are retaining the same profit ratios that we have been consistently achieving.
Okay, understand. And can you give a visibility? What could be the ratios? Will it come back to, like, is the target to bring it back to around 35% in the coming quarters?
So it's a little bit difficult to predict right now, but I'll tell you, we are
Yeah.
looking
No,
towards
target, not prediction. It's difficult to predict. I understand, and we have challenges. But what is your ambition? What is your target? And what is the
our
achievable
ambition
target?
is always to be beyond 30%.
Okay.
35% is a good number. If we are able to achieve, we all will be happy and smiling. But we want to retain our initial margins in the first 2 years that we have continued, even with the growing, revenues. We still want to have achieved beyond 30%, which is a healthy ratio, which is a very healthy profit margin. And we make sure that, we align to our assumptions to that extent. But rest assured, my
This
dear,
is
30% and above is what we keep that as our benchmark figure.
and that's PBT. So profit after tax will be close to 20 to 25%, isn't it?
It would be maintained around 25% is which I have been which I have been claiming since our first call 2 years back, that 25% to 30% is going to be what our margins would be, PBT, and PAT would be 30 to 35. This is what we want to retain. This year there has been a lot of investments that has taken away our cash and profits into assets. But still, if we account for that, the money which we have put in assets, we still are at 34-35%.
Yes, yes, and capex is good. I think there should be no problem if the money goes in capex. It will definitely come back in a form of profits in the coming years. Also, from the presentation, I've noticed that out of the 32 crores that we made this year, 15 crores have come only in quarter 4. So is our business seasonal, or will this revenue continue in the coming quarters?
So what happens is, see, being in an SME, quarterly financials seems to be very difficult for us to be accurate. But I can tell you that yes, there is a seasonal thing going on in our business since right from the early stages, last 25 years. So yes, there is a seasonal change which we are trying to which we are trying to overcome now. Because what happens is, all the allotments of funds happen during the first quarter. So the first quarter
Okay.
usually is really slow, because there are tenders which are bought out. There is a lag phase. There is some time which is required. The last quarter is the highest because what happens is 31st March being the closing period, 90% of the bills and the completion time of the projects are in that period. So obviously, there you will see some seasonal change, but we are trying to when the revenues are very high, we will not see this change. Since the revenues
Yes.
are still in the range of 30 to 50 crores, you'll have an earmarked variation that could be seen, variability that can be seen. But once the revenue crosses 50 crores, this will probably will be negated.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, totally understand. Will it be possible for you to share the presentation on the visibility of the current order book? Because it was pretty quick and I didn't get time to read because you showed the different order books. One was 23-24 and the other was 24-25, or I'm not sure.
So the close.
And what?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. So I wanted to understand, was it the total number of orders that we received in 22-23 or 22-23-24, or is it the unexecuted order book that you had shown?
No, that is Ajay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the figures which we have shown is basically a spillover of last financial year, which was not executed during last year. So that is a spillover for 24-25. As we are talking about March ending scenario here, we are talking about the order which are not yet capitalized is the number
Yes.
shown there.
And what is the total number of unexecuted order book until 31st of?
That is to the tune of almost 23 to 24 CR.
Okay. And what is the run rate of orders that we receive normally? So how much orders have we received in from April to June,
April
if I
to
may know, please? April to June, first quarter of 2025.
So we have confirmed work orders in terms of written statements to the tune of 5 crores. And in the pipeline,
Okay.
we're going to receive till the end of June, it would be the tune of another
5
probably
crores.
10 crores. So
10
they're
crores.
all, yeah, they're all actually signed and, the work orders are not in hand. The process has been completed. So I think we
So
will be,
finalization of proposal is already done. However, formal work order yet to be received.
Okay, okay. So everything is fixed, just the letter is,
Yes.
we are
correct.
waiting to receive the letter. So if we could say that the total pipeline, maybe by the end of June, will be 23 crores plus 15 crores.
Yes, we can say that.
Yeah, we can say that.
Okay, so total of odd, a little bit less than 40 crores. That's a good one. That's a good one. And I think, and what is the execution rate? Do we execute the orders received within 6 months, within 1 year, considering the size that we are receiving right now?
See, usually it will be concluded in the financial year completely. There are
Okay.
there are certain orders which are short term, but there are certain orders
Yes.
which has a period of say 10 to 12 months.
So there might be some spillovers in the first quarter of the next year. Like for
Yes.
example, if we are starting June and if the period is usually the big projects, the big ticket size projects are usually 15 months to 18 months. So there might be a
Okay.
spillover of a quarter. So usually our strike rate for completion of execution with respect to the work orders booked in a year versus the execution is to the tune of 70%.
Okay, okay. But and by the first quarter, if we have 40 crores, I assume assumption is not good, but I assume we could end up with at least 60 to 70 crore of order book, and the visibility, what I see is at least 50 crores of revenue for next year.
I feel so good when you talk like this. We are all eyeing on numbers, but let me tell you, we have our own computations, and this year we want to achieve something which you have been all eyeing for. I can assure you that.
Okay, okay, great. I have question relating to the products, our products. So air pollution control device and water management technology. Could you please elaborate on these? Like, how does these products work, and who are our customers, and where do we manufacture these products?
So very quickly, in the wastewater sector, what we have done, we have got a patent on that. It is called as circular economic wetland technology. Now, circular economy means we are using plastic bottles and grasses to treat wastewater. It's a very simple technology, and it can be applied in any industrial sector for industrial sewage or a residential or a commercial sector, data centers, wherever there are people, there would be sewage generation. And last but not the least is in situ nala, because most of the nalas contribute to the river pollution, and we can fix this directly inside the nala itself. In fact, one of the projects which we are doing is right now in the Ulhasnagar Municipal Corporation in Mumbai for treating 5 million liters of sewage in the nala. So because of the rains, actually we were to commission it this month. Because of the early rain, we had to postpone it post rains. So this the applicability, and the buyers are the governments as well as the private sector, including and not limited to also residential and commercial establishments like buildings and construction. So
As well
that's
as
the way.
CSR also.
That's about the
Okay, and about
And about the air quality, see our equipment, which is called as Yuka Yantra. Yuka stands in Sanskrit for tree, so it's like tree-like machine, which actually does two different purposes. First is to absorb and collect the dust from the air and gather it at the bottom of the unit so that we are extracting dust out of the air. And the second part is taking the gases and passing it through a system which is self-regenerative. So you never have to replace that system at all. And it passes through it and it treats it. So the applicability of Yuka Yantra is at all the hotspots like traffic junctions, construction sites, RMC sites, wherever there is concentrated air pollution, this can be used. And in fact, if you go to the Science Circle, there are 8 of these equipments installed at Science Circle in Mumbai as our demonstration, which was sponsored by CET under their CSR activity. Similarly, data centers where construction is going on, they have installed NTT, is a big, huge data center. They have installed this equipment. CET tires across their entrance in their main office, they have put up. Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation, we are already L1, we have given a demonstration to them. And they have put it up in Navi Mumbai at Sanpada. So a lot of people are now who are looking at urban air quality as one of the issues, and the government of India is also looking at National Clean Air Program. This equipment actually brings in the technology intervention which has been long waited for, and that is how we think there is a lot of potential to go ahead with this in urban air quality, because we don't have any solutions as such for urban air quality. And our technology is already approved by the state government technology assessment cell, and they have already approved it. So the acceptability of our technology is very huge. Our patent is awaited. It was awaited. We thought we will get it in March. There were certain queries from for that, and we are now resolved all the queries. We are expecting any time we will get the patent for this.
It sounds promising. Do you have any details about how many devices, Yuka Yantra devices, have been sold till now, and how many orders do we have, and cost per device?
So there are 3 different variants of it. One is a variant where we treat about 10,000 meter cube of air every day, and the biggest being we are treating about 3.5 crore liters of air every day, 33,000 meter cube of air. The cost depends upon variability and the accessories that you want to add upon. It ranges from 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs, anywhere in between those prices, depending on what peripherals you want to add into it, and how much sophistication you want in this instrument. The biggest order we got from one of the data center facilities, we have installed 6 there, 8 for, so overall about 22 to 25 equipments we have already sold in the market. And in the pipeline, we have multiple inquiries right now being generated for that. We will, in the next probably quarter, we will be showing you a lot of sales of this equipment, hopefully. And as far as one point which I didn't mention was the manufacturing that you asked. See, as far as the wastewater is concerned, there are 3 parts to it. One is civil, one is mechanical, and one is plumbing, and one is design. We normally tend to do more of intellectual property supply, proprietary items, and designing part of it, as well as commissioning part of it in wastewater. So there is no manufacturing unit required for that. However, on the Yuka Yantra, we right now have a tie-up with a fabricator because it's a fabricated unit, and we bring in all the materials from outside. We do our fixing of all the mechanical, electrical equipments with our own people in that fabrication unit. So this is right now the arrangement that we have. Once we get more orders, we will look at what the options are.
Sorry, where is it located?
Pune.
Pune. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, fair enough. Once we start getting orders, it could be interesting to have our own fabricating.
Looking forward for that as well.
Yes.
Yes, and sky is the limit. I would say, this thing, India is facing enormous problem of air pollution. If this could even reduce it by a few percent in the hotspots, it could be really beneficial. About the MOU signed with Sterling and Wilson Data Center, do we already have any orders, and what kind of revenue do you see with them in future?
Oh, I mean, we have been bidding with them. Like I mentioned in the Middle East, we have bid with them on sustainability partnership in Riyadh for Data Vault. We are bidding multiple places. We are pitching to Adani's, we are pitching to so many things. And the best part, I don't want to predict any numbers in terms of revenue as of now. But we are actually engaged by Sterling Wilson for their own sustainability purposes, which we already have backed some work orders from them. So, it's in a very nascent stage right now. This is all the bidding and the marketing and the pitching process is going on in the first quarter. Because this happened, I think, in the month of April, right, Prasad? Correct?
Yeah.
So it's all in the pitching stage right now, but we are going to give you good news in the coming days with our
I
partner.
hope so. Looking forward. Last question. May I know the profit margin for the Yuka Yantra? What kind of profits do we make, or percentage, in percentage?
30 to 50, same. We want to keep
That's
we want to keep it up because it's a proprietary item. We want to keep up with our this thing. Initially, it is going to be a little bit low in the range of 20 because there are a lot of accessories being involved in the product development and the makeover and the facelift which is going on. But we would like to maintain it in the range of 30 and above.
as the volume increases, I think it should be possible. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for clarifying my questions, and I wish you good luck for the upcoming quarters, and awaiting good news.
Oh yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Mr. Paras, you can go ahead and ask your questions. Mr. Paras, are you there?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So just wanted to understand with respect to this Yuka Yantra thing, so one is the state government, Maharashtra state government has approved this product, and since we are marketing it across India, do we need approvals from the other state governments, and are those approvals in progress, or this will be, I mean, so basically this will be mostly government installations or private installation as well?
Yeah. So Prasad, I'm just taking over and then you
Yeah.
can.
Please.
Parasji, thank you so much for your question and your patience. The first part is, see, as I was mentioning, that it is not only governments that are looking for this kind of investment. See, what the governments, for example, I'll give you, in MIDC in the Thane Belapur region, the MIDC and the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation have asked all the construction sites to take up all the construction sites to install air pollution control devices. And they are penalizing them if this is not done. So the percolation might happen from the policy perspective from the government, but actually the takeaways or the installations might happen at two different levels. One is at the municipal corporation level and urban development level, as well as at the level of the industries or the construction sites. So we have a mix of clients right now where the implementation is happening. At the same time, the government's policy is also on the NCAP. When we talk about government, because government has allocated a lot of funds for cities which are in the non-attainment zone. I mean, which are not able to reach to the NCAP standards. So there the implementation body is actually the municipal corporation. So there are two ways by which they are handling this. One, the municipal corporation themselves are installing this, and they are also asking the clients or their end users to install it. So it's going to be a mix of entire thing. Right now, if you look at our sale, it has been all private. We have not backed any government orders as such as of date. So all our installations actually are private only. However, in the coming days, our pitch has been also because there are a lot of tenders which the municipal corporations are floating for dust control devices hotspots. Because up till now, the hotspots were only identified and plans were only submitted to the central government on the theoretical basis. Now it is time that everything is being, capitalized, or, the capital expenditures are being done on that part. So it's
So the
time.
tenders have been floated now?
Yes, there are a lot of tenders which are coming in, but they are not mentioning Yuka Yantra, they are just mentioning dust control devices.
Which of course will be sort of at least one of the leading contenders, if not.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, absolutely.
And sir, now let's say,
And
I mean,
just Parasji, just one point I forgot to
yeah,
mention.
please go on. Go on.
You
Yes.
asked us about whether we require approvals from each of these states. So what happens is, when it is a government approval, usually the tender or the applicability is, once we are approved for one state, all the other states would take it on the face value of it. Usually, unless and until there is a very specific requirement of a state to take a permission.
Acha. So that provides a good traction. That
Yes,
means.
absolutely, absolutely.
In
Prasad,
Right.
addition to that, each and every body which is planning to take this, they kind of pass for a trial, and they see
demonstration.
Yeah.
the effectivity of the equipment, and on the basis of that, they go for the equipment basically.
Understood. So there's also, just additionally, since we're talking about Yukantra, a couple of those, let's say, have been already installed. And, some of the significant ones, do we have some sort of a data collection from that, whereby, we are able to reinforce and emphasize the efficiency of this, the functionality of this product?
Oh, yes, Parasji, we have collected every data. We have, in fact, integrated IoT into our devices. In fact, we have created a dashboard where we are getting data of every minute from all these devices for how much volume of air is treated. We have put up demonstrations in terms of, what the inlet and outlet efficiency is, how it impacts the air quality index, which is normally understood by layman. So, I'm very happy to disclose this, that we have been able to achieve very easily 60% reduction in the pollution levels in and around this influence zone of our equipments, which is almost about 15 meters radius is our influence zone.
Right.
So this is how, we have been able to demonstrate the efficiency, and that is how, the likability of our equipment has taken place in the market.
So, in general, and so that's interesting to hear. So, in general, I mean, and I know that you can't put a number to this, but what kind of market would you sort of expect for this particular product over the next couple of years in terms of, revenue potential from this kind of a, I mean, just you would have targeted something, that you would probably capitalize, at least target to capitalize.
It's not right thing for me to disclose, but I'll tell you the surrogate analysis, okay?
Yeah.
From which you can get a estimate of what we are talking about. The
Yeah.
National Clean Air Program has, only in Maharashtra, has allocated around 3,400 crore rupees for the next 5 years.
So, sorry, I missed that. Sorry, what was that?
So the NCAP fund in Maharashtra itself to the tune of 3,000 to 3,500 crores.
And that is particularly to do with air pollution?
Yeah, this is only air pollution. Purely air
Acha.
pollution, nothing else.
Acha.
The
So
total fund
basically,
in the range of 75 to 80,000 crores for all the cities. There are 119 cities in India, and Maharashtra has 19 cities out of them, highest in of the non-attainment cities. So the funds, the central government's concept is very clear. They are providing funds under FAME and under the NCAP regimes. The state has to utilize and allocate these funds. And what has happened is, most of the times, from the policy perspective, the fundings are done. The utilization has not been complete, because these funds then percolate to the implementation bodies, that is the municipal corporations. If you see recently,
correct.
a lot of people, earlier it used to be electrical vehicles, it used to be, mechanical sweeping machines, there are targeted sectors. Now,
Correct.
all those things which are available on the Google is ended now. So people are looking at new avenues and options for reducing air pollution. So we are
Right.
at the right time, at the right place, the right entrant as a sunshine, product that we are looking at. Give us some
Okay.
time.
So,
We will bring you a lot of numbers in place with Yuka Yantra. It's a very promising technology in place.
so as we speak, or in general, I mean, some of the municipal, these BMC tenders have been, or municipal corporation tenders have been floated or are in the process of being floated.
Some are floated, some are in the process.
And have we bid for some of these?
Yes.
Yes.
Understood. So at least there is some traction pickup that can be expected out of this product then.
Oh,
Sure.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And on the pref, sir, now that pref is off the table, so there is no thought process in terms of going for pref at some point again for,
I would love
funds.
to. I would love to. We are expanding. There are so many things which we are doing, even, with our climate research lab. We are adding something. We are already ongoing with, adding some tissue culture, expertise into it so that, we can work out the impact of certain things on live cells. So we are doing a lot of things, and, we are always looking at our investors' confidence, and, that is the boost and the kick for us. If you believe in us, we'll keep on asking for money.
Understood, sir. So basically, from the previous discussion that you had with the other investors, so about you're targeting at least floor of EBITDA margin 30% plus,
Yes.
and that at least you would sort of maintain
Yeah, so
going forward. Yeah.
no, absolutely. 25 and above, 25 to 30 is a very good margin. Our target is 30 and above. But
Yeah.
with there are a lot of variables in this. Like this year, what happened is, a lot of profits went into our capex and so on.
Right.
But we are targeting that. Like for example, the product development for Yuka Yantra and lift, facelift that we are targeting might require some of our profit to go there this year. So it's a vicious cycle. Every time you see that you have money, you keep thinking that there's something else that could be done with this money.
No, I mean, the propensity to invest is obviously there. I can understand that clearly. I mean, but, again, I would presume that, you would be judicious about, in terms of investment, in terms of where the commercialization can happen sooner than later,
No,
in terms
absolutely.
of investment.
Parasji, our thought process is very clear. We don't do fundamental research. We do only applied research. So our
Correct.
fundamentals are every research that we do has to be converted into revenues, nothing else.
Correct, absolutely. I mean,
Has to
so,
be a
yeah,
product which has a commercial value.
correct. No, understood, sir. And sir, one more thing you said, this year, I mean, you would sort of, at least as investors, be happy, in terms of some expectation that you may have of commercialization or whatever that be. So, I mean, sir, आप बता सकते हैं in terms of, what areas are you specifically expecting to contribute this year?
So Yuka Yantra for sure.
Okay.
Yuka Yantra for sure. And the software that we are talking about, it might be very nascent stage for me to talk about software because it will take market development, a lot of marketing pitch and all. But Yuka Yantra
Yeah.
is already, set to give us money. That I can assure.
Yuka
And
Yantra
Acha.
as well as wastewater treatment
yes,
technology.
yes, the CEWT. Yes, Prasad, go ahead, please. You
Yeah,
want
CEWT is another thing which will actually will give us a good number, and
Okay.
and also the consulting part of it.
I mean the design part of it.
And so far with Sterling Wilson ka association, at the moment, as we speak, we are yet to translate into some sort of, proper work orders, whether globally or with them.
So with them, we already have a work order for their
Okay.
sustainability.
Okay, so I mean, what's the size of the work order with them just for now?
No, their ticket size is very low, around I think around 7.5 lakhs or something for their sustainability to start off with.
Okay.
But So we have, it's not only SWDC, we are also working with SWREL, RL, we are working with SWDC, and also in the coming days, we are going to extend that to their vendors also. So we are working, once we are done with SWDC, we'll have green procurement policy. So also we'll be bringing in all their vendors also into the supply chain through the sustainability regime. So our potential is very huge. They already have around listed down on 100 vendors, which are very huge and prominent in their circles.
So just extending on that point, के अपना US subsidiary have established and Singapore subsidiary is also there, and you're also bidding alongside SWS as probably partner. So what is the bid value as of now internationally as we speak, and or what you're targeting at least for this year in terms of bidding?
So nothing less than 5 crores. We have already bid for 2.5, 3 crores. And it's so not even first quarter ended. See, what has happened is our US and our Singapore subsidies got formulated only in the end of March.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, last year we did not get anything to do with either bidding or registrations. In fact, our US registration works were still going on till last month. In terms of filings, in terms of getting the local approvals, in terms of, like Singapore, we could not bid because we didn't have certain types of registrations,
Right.
which are mandatory there. So, the first quarter has only gone in, getting everything aligned for bidding processes. But with the SWDC, it was very easy because we were bidding from India with them. So, we do the sustainability part and they are doing very huge projects for data centers, MEP. So, that was easier. In the US on our own, it is a little bit difficult, was difficult in the first quarter, but now we are all set. We have already started bidding for one of the projects I can mention of LNTE, where we are going to be the subject matter experts, hopefully. Let's see
Okay.
in the US. And in Singapore, we are already getting aligned with so many people. In fact, Prasad is looking after the entire portfolio of Singapore. Prasad, you want to add something very quickly without disclosing too much?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that we are on a right path and we are working on a very good alliance with the Singapore government itself for
Okay.
some research, and the things are moving in a positive direction. Very soon it will be converted into a MOU and a business thereafter.
And that we can expect in the next quarter or two, potentially?
Yes, yes.
Ah, yeah.
yes.
Understood. So before I just wrap up, just one this thing. What is the potential of this research laboratory that we've set up, sir, in terms of revenue potential or margin potential?
The margins are very high because it's going to be research. Like, for example, we'll set up a margin of 30% and above. In terms of testing, there's not much because testing is our bread and butter. It's the business as usual scenario.
Okay.
Research potential is very, very huge. In fact, we are writing some proposals to the tune of, in crores. I can tell you that. I can give you a parallel. The research project which was sponsored by the government of Maharashtra to us on indoor air quality was costing 10 crores. One project
Wow.
was 10
Right.
crores.
Interesting.
So you can imagine, the potential that we have in terms of laboratory. And that when we didn't have a laboratory in place.
Right. No, understood, sir. So understood. And just last question from my end, sir. If you permit, what kind of, general, we've grown at about, let's say 40-50% over the past. Now, in general, what kind of growth rate do you expect, let's say for this year and next couple of years, or in general, I mean, or at some sort of a target that you have internally, may or may not be achieved, but that's what you're working towards?
We want to continue with the same, sustain the same, at least the same growth rate and beyond.
Right. And of course, I mean, if this Yuga Yantra hits, I mean,
And so then all your magic number that you keep speaking about 100 crores will be achieved very soon.
Right. And probably, I mean, the way this entire environment thing is panning out, that may not be far away in the next couple of years. Probably that could, come across.
Yes,
We are
Paras sir,
also hoping for the same, sir.
आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, and we all are waiting for that.
No, sir. Congratulations and best of luck towards that. And just one thing, I've been in touch with your company secretary, so as and when time permits, I would like to visit the facility once if you guys have time, whenever you have time, sir.
Please, you are most welcome, sir. Please do come. And seeing is believing. Please do come.
Yes, yeah, that's what it is. So I thought it would be best to connect. So I'll coordinate with our company secretary once again, and I would request you all, to at least provide some time for that
sure.
visit whenever.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, participants, if you have any questions, kindly raise your hand. I'll allow you to unmute and you can ask the questions. You can also write down the questions in the chat box. So we have some questions in the chat box. We'll first address that. So we have a question from Mr. Akash. He's asking, where do you see Techknowgreen in the next 3 to 5 years? Now you are fully integrated company with a new research lab setup. Do you see the company entering a high growth trajectory, growing 40% year after year?
Oh, yes. So as I was mentioning, Akashi, thank you for your question. We have a target of 40 to 50% growth every year, which we have been achieving as such, and we would like to sustain it for sure. And all our alignments are in the same line for this growth rate. For sure. I hope that answers your question. We have already answered that to Paras sir also.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, sir. We have another question from Miss Ashna Tyagi. She's asking, can you please share the revenue and margin guidance for FY26?
Ashna ji, thank you for your question. We'll continue with what we are doing and better than what we are doing. I can assure you that. So you will have to estimate by yourself at the growth rate of 40 to 50% and the margins of 30% is what we are targeting.
Thank you for answering that, sir. The next question is from Mr. Ritik Jain. He's asking, hello, sir. I saw ESG Consulting TAM is near $250 million in India. Please share your reviews on it and what is your TAM considering all your business segments. Thank you.
So ESG, Ritik ji, thank you so much for your question. ESG is a growing sector. See, ESG has two different sectors. One is the asset AUMs and one is the consulting part. And you have mentioned the ESG consulting part. It's much more than you are mentioning. I think, overall, the recent KPMG reports state otherwise. There's a huge market. See, we have, as I was mentioning, that, in the ESG sector, there are small ticket size as well as big ticket size, and our competitors have always been Big Fours. But with the SWDC coming hand in hand with us as partner, we see a lot of potential and we are bidding for huge projects like Adani Airports and so on. We are in the final talks, and I think numbers, I don't prefer to provide numbers, but I can tell you that, last year we did not do very well with the sustainability individual sector. This year you are going to see, at least a 500% increase in our sales in the sustainability sector alone, vis-a-vis the sectoral growth. I can tell you that.
Thank you for answering that, sir. We have a question. What sort of guidance do we have for FY26 and FY27 with new lab and subsidiaries timeline for Yuka Yantra? How will commercialization take place? Who are our customers?
Anonymous attendee ji hai. Thank you for attending, sir or madam. See, I've already mentioned about the guidance. With the growth rate, we want to sustain at the 40% to 50% growth rate, which we have been doing in the last 2 years. Especially with the new lab and subsidiaries being formed, we have lost the first quarter in the subsidiaries because of the local norms and things to be taken up. In fact, the new lab also first quarter is going to be only our product development internal research because we need certifications to be done and it's a time-consuming path. Our laboratory was established in April. It takes about 6 months usually for NABL certification. We are eyeing at 3 months. So, we'll be applying very soon in the coming week for the final certification. It will take about 2 months is what I'm expecting. And for the Yuka Yantra, as we have mentioned already that, we have already pitched and it is time that the fruits are going to be ripened and we hope that we will be able to eat all those ripe fruits in this year itself. And of course, go on, sustaining that because the National Clean Air Program is not only for this year, it's going to be extended. We hope that at least for the next 3 years. 2025 was the target, but I think the target is going to be is not yet achieved to the extent it was desirable. So I think that would continue for some time, and these funds are going to be there floating around.
Okay, thank you for answering that, sir. We have next question from Mr. Sagar Fulwani. He's asking, what are the employees headcount as of March 31st, March 31, 2025, and what was the increase of employees count, and how will be employee count? How will be the employee count in the future?
Prasad, you want to take it up? I don't have exact headcount.
Yeah. So we have more than 100 plus employees currently. The addition of the employees in last, say, 6 months is almost 20%, and we are expecting another 20% to be added for the future expansion and growth.
But the moment we cross 50 crores, probably, or in the range of 50 crores, our headcount will be doubled, probably, to handle that.
Yeah, it will reach up to 200, I believe.
I believe so.
Okay, Mr. Lakshman, you can go ahead and ask your questions.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So Dr. Ajay, Dr. Prasad, first of all, congrats on an amazing set of numbers. Okay. The first question was from the balance sheet, right? I think a lot of my questions, I think Mayuresh and Parasji have covered, but I have some 2-3 questions. So first thing is, as of March 2025, right, we clocked the sales of around 33 crore, out of which around 10.5 crore is shown as receivable. Okay, so I understand that because we're reporting 6 monthly, right? Sometimes the payment can come in the next month, exactly after the quarter ending. So I just wanted to understand, did we realize a part of that receivable? Why is the receivable at 1/3 of sales? So any flavor on how much receivable we have currently, or something on that line? I wanted to get a clarity.
Sir, out of 10 crore, we have already received 4 crore. 2.5 crore is on the in the final stage of release, and rest will be released in say a quarter.
Got it. Okay, appreciate that. Next question, right? If I remember correctly, right, we wanted to have the climate lab, and then of course the preferential did not go through because of multiple reasons. And you took a loan from ICICI Bank. That was the disclosure, and we had a credit line of around 4.9 crore of working capital loan and 2.6 crore of short-term loan. Okay, but it's absolutely amazing to see that in our current balance sheet, right? We only have 2.22 crore of long-term borrowings and 37 lakhs of short-term borrowings. So if I understand correctly, we have kind of funded the climate lab just by internal accruals and taking a small loan. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. The next question which I have is, see, we spoke about Singapore and USA being established, right? So can I assume that from Q2 onwards, right, we can start realizing revenues from those geographies as well. Is that a fair understanding?
From Q3, not Q2.
From Q3. Okay, great. Because I think I understand that the opportunity is endless, but I just wanted to understand from when that will start contributing. So that's clear for me. I also wanted to understand, right, today the Climate Lab is probably helping us to save costs what we would have put in other labs, right, for our internal research. But today we are completely self-reliant. When do you think we can start commercializing the Climate Lab for other people who are requiring this? Is there any quarter you feel, or have you already started? That's something which I wanted to understand.
So as far as regulatory works are concerned, we need certification, as I was mentioning. This certification will be done in this quarter, coming quarter, and probably from Q3 the regulatory work will start. However, at the same time, as far as the research part is concerned, which are also sometimes sponsored, that we have already started, commercializing. So the lab is already being commercialized in the first place. The ticket price might be very, very, very low, but notionally, yes, we have already started commercializing.
Got it.
So wherever,
yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
Wherever there is a requirement of regulatory stamping, we are not able to do that because we don't have an NABL certification. But wherever it is generic data and surveillance, we are able to do it.
So, the other thing which I wanted to understand, right, over a period of time, I also understand that Climate Lab becomes a vertical by itself, right? It starts generating revenue. Where do you see, do you see Climate Lab contributing to 10-20% of revenues in the next maybe couple of years? Is that a fair? Because we have put a good amount of effort in the lab, so I just wanted to understand what percentage of the revenue do you think the Climate Lab has potential, over a period of time, percentage-wise?
Absolutely, 20%.
The 20%.
That's our target, in fact. That's our target, in fact.
Yeah.
Got it. One more question is, right now we have, I've seen this journey from, I've been associated as an investor from quite some time, right? So I've seen this journey moving from 23 crores to 33 crores. Now, hopefully we should cross 45 crores, let's say. I just wanted to understand, so far, if I looked at your one slide which spoke about the ticket size, I think 3.4 crore or something was the highest ticket size. Am I right? From one single customer, right?
No. Our the highest ticket size is 9.7.
9.7.
That was last year.
I'm talking about just the previous year which went by, that is 2024-25. In that, when I saw the presentation, right?
Yes,
the presentation.
It is 3.4 for last year.
Correct. So the reason I'm asking this question is, right, as we start scaling now, I think having consistent 5 to 6 crores, maybe 3-4 customers would really help us in our long-term growth, right? So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. It's not a specific question, but just your strategy, because as we scale, having customers who are ready to pay 5-6 crores per project will really help us in not only scaling, consistently scaling up. That's how I would put it up. So what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, sir. You are absolutely hit the target, because if we want to go up beyond 50 crores or, we are targeting 100 crores, ticket size would matter a lot. And this ticket size has to be beyond 3 crores for at least 20% or at least 20 clients or 10 clients, to consistently be able to produce that kind of output. So absolutely to the point, we are eyeing at such. So if you look at consistently over a period of time, earlier it was Singapore Telecom which has given us similar kind. Webworks last year, the government of Maharashtra gave us 10 crores ka work order uske pehle. So it keeps on continuing, and we are eyeing at that kind of an ticket size, but at the same time adding clients who are future potential are also on the cards. Which today might not be big ticket size, but we know for sure they are in an expansion mode, and we have a potential customer base of big ticket size coming from them itself. Like, for example, Qua Technologies, we worked on a project with them for about 1 lakh rupees about 2 years back. And now they have given us a work order of 1 crore for their expansion. So, we have
Got it.
our client base that way, we have repeated clients, almost 40% we retain our client, 40 to 50%. And in their expansion mode, they actually help us out, giving us big ticket size projects. So yes, both of them, a permutation and combination, will definitely help us to achieve the targets which you also people are dreaming about on our behalf.
Got it. Got it. And my final thought, right? See, we have, I mean, I don't know, like it's very tough to find a investable company out of, in my experience, right? We have very good balance sheets, cash flows, margins. The growth rate is, I think we are maintained at 25-30%. The market is valuing the company at just 15 times earnings today, right? I just wanted to understand that means the market believes that we can only grow at 15-20%, right? But from the con call, what I understand is that consistently 25% to 30% growth is something which is possible, is what I could gather from this call. So that understanding is fair enough, right? As we grow, 25% is a fair growth rate as far as profits are concerned, right? Is my understanding fairly correct?
Yeah, you have been always fair in your understanding, sir. We ourselves are unable to understand the sentiments of the market. Every time we give good results, people don't invest in us. So it is on to our investors actually that we wanted to ask this question with our investors as to what is going wrong. The revenues are good. The growth rate we have consistently now it is the third year we are consistently providing the outputs. The number looks good, if I may say so. I don't know what's happening. We are very new to this, and we are unable to understand the crux of the market yet. But Lakshman sir and our investors, when I see all our people, attendees and our investors believing in us, I feel that maybe we are not doing what we should to the extent of gaining the confidence our investors who are other than those who believe us in the market. We are, this is what I wanted to say, believe in us. I always say, keep investing in us, and we will all grow.
Fine. Thanks, Dr. Raj. Anyway, it's good for investors like us, right? We can. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Over to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay, sir, we'll take some few questions from last participant and we'll conclude the meeting. Will that be okay, sir?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Miss Soumya, you can go ahead and ask your questions.
Soumya ji?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. This is Soumya Ranjan. I remember we have connected over LinkedIn as well before. So I have a few questions. Currently we have some 2 odd crores in CWIP. So I just wanted to know what is the current CWIP works are going on, and what are the future capex plans for the company?
So Soumya ji, thank you for the patience that you have shown. See, that was as of March 31st is what you have seen. In fact, that time the laboratory work was still going on. Now most of the capital works in progress are already done. They have already been capitalized. And there are few, works here and there, like for example, optimizing a laboratory, putting up a tissue culture unit into it, some kind of equipment that we are bringing in still now, all the snacks to be cleared to make the laboratory functional. So, all the major equipments and the peripherals are already in place, but there are certain things like, smaller equipments, smaller attachments that are still going on. So I think, in the coming year, we might spend not more than, on the laboratory part, I'm saying, on the
Okay.
info part, not more than 1 crore rupees, I think. On the product development, we'll be spending some money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
On facelifting the Yuka Yantra and making it more publicly acceptable figure kind of thing that we are working on. However, I think and if we reach somehow 200 people, then we need additional infrastructure. I don't know how we are going to do that, and we'll come back to you
Yeah.
or another round of raise probably. I don't know. It's too early for me to say anything on that.
Correct.
Prasad,
Correct.
you want to
Yeah.
add something? We are always looking out for expansion.
Yeah. And another thing, you were having three verticals previously. Now you have added one more vertical, that is knowledge sharing. So my basic concern is, like, we are still in a growing stage. So how you justify the diversification, early diversification into multiple fields altogether? So isn't it like quite demanding to get the technical quality professionals and engaging the manpower for those works? Will it not harm any particular line if you are focusing on another line?
No, Sasunya na Soumyaji, I think there is some misreading that has happened. So, earlier we had the knowledge vertical already there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had knowledge में consulting or rather regulatory and the sustainability.
Yeah.
Now
Yes. Yeah.
added the gambit in the knowledge कि सिर्फ regulatory क्यों? We have just gone one step ahead and we are saying industrial permitting.
Okay.
Most of it are normally outsourced to architects. There is an architectural. So we have tie-ups with such people. So and that is why our outflows to them. So it's an added, single window option that we are providing. That is one part of it.
Okay. Okay.
Technology vertical we already had, so there is no change. Research
Okay.
vertical we already had, there is no change. What we have done is we have added one more vertical in form of the laboratory,
Okay.
which we have just added upon in April. So that laboratory has two parts. One is a testing part and one is climate research part, for which we have already added upon the resources and the people to run the laboratory. So nothing has changed, only that the laboratory being a cost center, we wanted to have a separate vertical aligned to it because we are
Okay.
doing too many things in that.
Okay.
That is the only change that we have done in our classification or diversification. There is no diversification. It's a recategorization of our.
Understood. Understood. Excuse me for my misunderstanding. That's
Anyway.
quite good. And okay, that was my questions. And I will just end my this discussion just in one suggestion that for that share price, like one of my previous fellow investor asked, as a entrepreneur or as a owner of the company, it's quite good to be with the company's engagement and company's operations. The rest, the focus on the script price, let it stay with the investors. So you shouldn't be bothered about the share price, what is prevailing in the market. That is up to the investors. So obviously, if the company is doing well, then here now or somewhere in the future, it will get valued. So please don't bother about the share price. Whatever you are doing good, and you will be doing good, in my opinion. So that's all. Thank you.
Soumyaji, thank you so much.
Thank you
That's
so much
so
for your kind
promising.
words.
That is so promising. And
Yeah.
we always, I usually don't look at numbers. I don't know when was the last time I looked at the numbers. But people keep on messaging us. What is happening? तब हमें पता चलता है, oh my God, something has gone wrong. Otherwise, we usually want to work, sir. We are very passionate about our subject and business, and you know,
Yeah.
we put in our heart and soul. That is what I can tell you.
Yeah, sir. Sure.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so can we conclude the meeting, sir?
Yes, I mean,
Okay, so thank you, Ajay sir, Prasad sir, and all the participants who took their valuable time to attend this con call. Further, if you have any more queries, please feel free to reach out to us at research@kirinadvisors.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for moderation. Yeah, Soumya ji. Somebody is speaking something.
No, so you can go ahead.
Yeah. I was just thanking, from my heart, from the bottom of my heart, to everyone who have such patience with us. And you people are amazing. I mean, you people, your belief keeps us going. And thank you so much, Kirin Advisors. As always, you have conducted this so smoothly for us. Thank you so much. We cherish our relationship with you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kirin
sir.
Advisors, for your support and conducting this event. Thank you, investors, for believing us and being there with us. Trust us, we will bring in more prosperity for all of us together with this association. We are looking forward for your continuous support and trust on us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah.
Yeah.